Since my father-in-law passed away, we've spent more time out here at the residence where he lived this summer and just, cleaning things up and doing things. And it kind of hit me a little while ago that how some things just become a memory, right? We were fortunate enough to be there with him at the end. My partner and I are both mediums. We felt him crossed over and talked to him, and the whole experience was very surreal, but also felt very normal all at the same time. And when I come out here, I love being out here. It's such a wonderful place. It's such a relaxing place. I can understand why he loved this place so much. And it's interesting because when I think back to that time a few months ago, how not traumatizing that it was. It could have been, depending on whatever space I was in that time. But the tools that I have and the place where I'm at in my life, it really wasn't. And it's interesting thing about memory, right? Because memory and the emotional charge that's attached to the memory is what can keep us stuck in our lives. We can keep us stuck in our grief and stuck in our pain. And letting go of those things is definitely a process. So it's important for us to understand that emotional charge, that when we have an emotional charge to a memory, that is what is our go-to every single time that a similar thing occurs in our life. And it's great when the emotional charge to an event is a happy one, because who doesn't want to have happy memories? It makes us feel good. There's all kind of feel-good hormones and things that go along with that. But when we have a more traumatizing memory, then that affects our nervous system in a very, very different way. So it's important to understand the emotional charges that are attached to the memories, because you can have memories, but you don't necessarily have to have the emotional charge that goes with them, because you don't want to be stuck in that point in time. Because a lot of things in our life, there's another thing I talked about a while ago actually, is that a place where I had a bad memory, the physical location of that place doesn't exist. The only place that place exists is in here. So if I'm holding on to memories of that, if I'm holding on to the emotional charge of those memories, then I'm keeping myself stuck in a place that actually physically doesn't exist. It only exists in my head. So it's really important for us to know and to realize on our journey is how important memories are, but also to look at the emotional attachments to those memories, the emotional charges to those memories, because that is where we get stuck in our lives, because then we think that we have to keep replaying that emotionally over and over and over again, and that affects our nervous system, that affects us physically. Sometimes those things can make us ill. So it's really important to reflect on those memories, but also to reflect on what emotional charge you have around that particular memory. And then ask yourself if there's some healing work that you have to do around that you want to do around that, so that you can move forward in your life, and then just have it as a memory, just as a memory, all by itself.